That, of course, is Indian Defence Minister Rajnath Singh calling for a permanent solution to the country's long-standing border dispute with China. Mr. Singh held talks with his Chinese counterpart Dong Jun on the sidelines of the Shanghai Cooperation Organisation meeting in Qingdao. He stressed the need to rebuild trust following a deadly 2020 border clash, which led to a prolonged military standoff in the Himalayas. China said that dispute should not affect broader ties with New Delhi. Beijing adds that differences should be managed properly until a mutually acceptable solution is found through dialogue. And for more, we have Neha Poonia. She joins us from New Delhi. Neha, India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh calling, and we'll repeat that, a permanent solution to a long-standing problem over borders with China. It's through what he's called a structured roadmap. What might that involve?
You know, this is a new and a big push for finding some sort of long-term solution to what is certainly a decades-old issue. I mean, both sides have fought a war over border disagreements, and while the 3,800 long border has been largely calm in the years after that war, there have been some instances of dispute and disagreement, including the 2020 standoff, which was the deadliest between the two sides in the years after the war. And the message clearly seems to be from both sides to try and bring some sort of normalcy back to what has been a fraught relationship, largely dominated by the question of that boundary dispute. The main aim from Rajnath Singh's message seems to be to try and find some sort of long-term way of border management, and he's indicating that is the way to find a permanent solution to this issue. He suggested that both sides follow a 4-point solution. One is adhere to the 2024 disengagement plan in the letter and spirit of that plan. Continued efforts to de-escalate should happen from both sides, not just ending at pulling troops back from that disputed site in Ladakh where the 2020 clash happened, but to apply that mechanism also have accelerated efforts to achieve the goal of, quote, demarcation and delimitation of the borders. A big part of the problem is that in many parts, this frontier is, it's not demarcated clearly, which is where these disputes arise from, experts say. And also, both sides need to use the existing mechanisms to prepare new processes to manage differences and improve relations. So while they have discussed de-escalation, the main aim seems to be to try and find a permanent way to de-escalate tensions on this issue.
And that is significant. So rather than a stopgap measure, they are in fact looking for a permanent solution. And we've been speaking to, in this past week, Rajnath Singh meeting Dong Jun there. That's his first visit in 5 years back in China. So that meeting in itself was significant. And this wording, as you point out, making this even more significant.
Absolutely. I mean, he's traveling to China for the first time since that 2020 border clash happened. We've also seen India's National Security Advisor, who's been in China this week. India's Foreign Affairs Minister will be in China for, SCO, Foreign Ministers level engagement as well. So this is going to be an intense month of engagements between China and India. But what's also important, experts say, is the language that Rajnath Singh is using, the level of optimism he's now expressing about the potential of bilateral ties, and how New Delhi clearly views this as something that both sides meet each other halfway. In the past, readouts have mentioned, New Delhi being hopeful of an early resolution to the border dispute, talking about building, confidence and trust building measures, but this time around he's talking about a permanent way to de-escalate tensions. All of this, of course, important also because of the state of play of geopolitics in South Asia. You've got the India-Pakistan military hostilities that have just ended. The state of play of bilateral ties between India and Bangladesh, with the dispensation there not viewing New Delhi favorably. And experts say the sense in New Delhi clearly is that they don't want another front open. And if both sides have made progress in disengaging following that 2020 clash, there should be a way to take this one step further and find some sort of long-term solution.
Well, thanks. Neha Poonia there live for us there from New Delhi.